looked out my window and snow was on the ground. But all the kids are happy since all of this appeared. The first good snow of winter, it finally is here. The pine trees by the farmhouse, they were all loaded too. The ducks next to the mill pond, they barely could get through. But all the kids are happy since all of this appeared. The first good snow of winter, it finally is here. Squirrel by the barnyard, he finds a treasure there. He crawls into my corn crib, I'm on my rocking chair. But all the kids are happy since all of this appeared. The first good snow of winter, it finally is here. I sit by a good fire, I put on boots and go to walk out to the barnyard. I'm not impressed with snow. But all the kids are happy since all of this appeared. The first good snow of winter, it finally is here.
Ich bin wacker geworden, ordentlich früh und hab mich mal gut gestreckt. Nur guck ich aus meinem Fenster, es ist alles zugedeckt. Die beiden Bäume neben an der Haus sind arg schwer geladen. Die Ender kommen heim vom Damm und können das Ball nicht baden. Dat geht ein großer Egerhaus. Sie kommen aus auf Besuch. Was sehen der Welt kein Heisel dat und gerade eben auf. In der Oberdrassen Kich, dat brennt ein guter Feuer. Ich hocken tu mein Stiebel an, mein Nas noch an der Scheier. Es steht mir nicht zu arg an, die Jungen sind doch froh. Der erste gut Schnee vom Winter ist ordentlich wieder da.
But all the kids are happy since all of this appeared. The first good snow of winter, it finally is here. December, the snow is drifting, our spirits lifting. It's Christmas, seems like it's every year. It's Christmas, it's nothing you should fear. Hear the sound of shopping carts and one year ends, another starts. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. See how they run. We sing of God and reindeer to this special time of year. Still goodwill towards all men's just a phrase we say and hear. Santa can't bring brotherhood, goodwill won't come from elves. They do their best, but still it's best to get these for ourselves. Old acquaintances renewed and love's expressed in gifts and food. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. See how they run, we all remember that each December the snow is drifting, our spirits lifting. It's Christmas, seems like it's every year. It's Christmas, it's nothing you should fear. Hear the sound of shopping carts and one year ends, another starts. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. See how they run. As we run all our errands now, some Scrooges we might meet. You'll know them by their attitude towards people they mistreat. Will they get instant karma or just coal from Santa Claus? If neither comes, still something else should make them stop and pause. When their children learn the same, they'll know just who should get the blame. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. See how they run, we all remember that each December the snow is drifting, our spirit spirits lifting. It's Christmas, seems like it's every year. It's Christmas, it's nothing you should fear. Hear the sound of shopping carts, and one year ends, another starts. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. See how they run. The frost is on the windshield, and the ground is cold and white. And Christmas sneaked up on us like a reindeer in the night. The pieces of a manger scene or notes of carol song, they work best when together, yes, we all should get along. Swallow pumpkin pie and pride, you won't feel emptiness inside. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. See how we run, we all remember that each December the snow is drifting, our spirits lifting. It's Christmas, seems like it's every year. It's Christmas, it's nothing you should fear. Hear the sound of shopping carts, and one year ends, another starts. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. See how they run. Please pass the cranberry sauce. This is Jane Kershner's Christmas address to her family, 2015, Part 1, or Santa Wore Plaid, introduced by Jane's cousin-in-law, Betty Nafzinger.
This is Jane's Christmas address to the family. Merry Christmas and happy, healthy New Year to everybody in the group.
Greetings to all of our family, some that we do not see on a regular basis, and everybody else too. Janice and Gail, Jason, Ben, Rachel, Louise and Jim, Ruth, Jamie, Abram, Gabriella, Leanna, Tommy and Stephanie, and anyone that Adam and I forgot, and the family pets, Skeeter, Gabriella, Peep, and Singer Peep, say Merry Christmas too. We do think of each one of you often. So much has changed. Mildred, Harold, Bill and Edna, Marvin and Mary, Lizzie and Raymond, Carrie, Dot, Evie and the Nafzingers, Adam and Lily, George, Eli and Emma, the Rons. They are not here with us, but are fondly thought of. I remember around 1938 or 39, Uncle Harvey came to deliver my red express wagon, a Red Arrow brand. I think that's what it was at Christmas. He rolled an orange across the kitchen floor and then pulled the wagon in across the old farmhouse kitchen floor. The wagon still exists. I still have it. I remember Harold coming home from the war about 1945, and I remember Johnny Schlopik of Nafzingertown Road picking him up along the road somewhere else and dropping him off in front of our old yellow farmhouse. Our dog left out one bark, woof, and then recognized Harold and wagged her tail. Dogs are smart. Her name was Nellie. Harold was delighted to be home, and Pop, Bill, came up the cellar steps from putting coal on the cellar fire. There stood Harold. I don't know which one had the bigger smile. Harold later went out and bought us all Christmas presents. Mine was an identification bracelet with JLM on it, Jane Louise Moan. Christmas was, as I recall, usually at Lizzie and Raymond's home in Burnville or here with Bill and Edna Moan's family, my family. Names were drawn for present buying. One Christmas, Clarence brought Helen's mom along to Burnville to Lizzie and Raymond's. They, Lizzie and Raymond, at that time lived in a rental house across the drive from the Kirkhoff funeral home. I often spend a weekend with Lizzie's family, and of course, regularly there were movies at the Burnville Fire Hall, and snacks were bought at the Sheets family gift shop on Main Street across from Berkey's restaurant. In the 50s, Pop, George, told the Kershner nieces and nephews that Santa wore a Woolrich, a red plaid hunting jacket. Then he wore one and a hat and beard to give gloves to all of them. Santa wore plaid. Adam once tried to walk to the North Pole to see Santa. Then Ruth brought him back, and his bag of pretzels and toy mouse Andrew. She told him we would see Santa at Miller's 5 and 10 instead and save him the trip. Once we went to Christmas Village too, out near Burnville. Uncle Harold always liked that chipmunk song at Christmas and homemade chocolate pies. Once we tried to mail Ruth a pear from our old tree near the house at Christmas time in 1983. She was a missionary in Chile, far away. The pear was all mush. I guess it was the thought that counts. In 2004, we had brought a bottle of homemade wine from George's Raspberries up at the woods, a quart bottle to serve at dinner at Mildred and Harold's farm. Mildred and I struggled to remove the plastic cork, and finally we succeeded. The cork had so much gusto, and it hit the ceiling and left a dent in Mildred's kitchen ceiling. Oops. Bringing coffee as in caffeine day would be safer. Actually, that's the hectic day before Christmas. In passing, we heard that our ancestor Amish Bishop Jacob Mast traveled to Chester County, all over Berks, Somerset County, and so on to visit the congregations on horseback around the end of the 1700s, when our Amish, Staley, and Zebra ancestors lived around here, and possibly Kurtz's too. Bishop Mast was separated from his family, his wife, kids, and grandchildren for long periods of time. Even though we no longer use horses as our main transportation, I wish we did, we still remember our ancestors and today's relatives that we may be separated from very fondly. So let's all enjoy the Christmas season and do like our Moan ancestors did during the Civil War era at Hartsville. Light a candle symbolizing splurging a little bit to them, and eat an orange, symbolizing trying something new. When they got their first oranges, they didn't know if they were edible or not. They must have been scared to eat them. Then they ate them and liked them after that. Candles they lit made them feel, as the kids said, just like the rich people, because saving tallow for them was seen as a luxury. May we all try new and different fun things and feel rich and blessed. We all are all together in our thoughts and prayers, if not together in person.
I don't wrap them with the kids wrap them. Oh, Tom, save your handbook up.
You were going to lay on your cat.
So yeah, I didn't know if you liked that or not. Oh, that's good.
I want to try that.
A Christmas Wish was written by Jane Kershner, the lyrics in 1951 and the tune in 2016.
This tune is called A Christmas Wish.
Give us not the jewels rare or fragrant garland for our hair, but give us lewd goodwill towards men, so peace on earth may reign again.
Give us faith to do the right and shun the wrong with all our might. Then we shall have goodwill towards men, and peace on earth will reign again.
Give us honesty and love, and help unending from above. With these we'll have goodwill towards men, and peace on earth will reign again. Give us not the jewels rare or fragrant garland for our hair, but give us lewd goodwill towards men, so peace on earth may reign again.
Give us faith to do the right and shun the wrong with all our might. Then we shall have goodwill towards men, and peace on earth will reign again.
Give us honesty and love, and help unending from above. With these we'll have goodwill towards men, and peace on earth will reign again. With these we'll have goodwill towards men, and peace on earth will reign again.
This is Jane's Christmas Address to the Family, 2015, Part 2, where Jane reads The Night Before Christmas. The reading of The Night Before Christmas, usually done by Jane's husband George, was an important part of the Kershner family Christmas, as it was for many families over many years. It is a happy memory for Jane's family, just like baking cookies for Uncle Wilmer Althouse, husband to Aunt Beulah, or the Moans getting a tree from their back lot, up the long lane near the rig factory in Blottedal. The Phillips family made Christmas trees from bare tree branches, which were not from pine trees. They took tree branches from the edge of one of their fields or from Phillips's Grove, which the family owned, where the Bellamons church picnics were once held. They would wrap branches, usually sassafras, in cotton and decorate them as Christmas trees. Sometimes Elias Phillips would make brain teaser puzzles out of wood as Christmas presents. These were small wooden boards with holes and pegs in them. Jane's grandparents, Elias Phillips and Emma Black Phillips, were married on Christmas Day, 1886, at the old church at Bellamons by Reverend Benjamin Swisek. Christmas has many happy memories for the family, and now Here is The Night Before Christmas.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. Went out on the lawn. There arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick I knew in a moment he must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Dunner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away, all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled! His dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, when he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
This is Jane Kershner's Christmas address to her family, 2016, or 75 poinsettias. Storytelling has always been a fun part of the family's Christmas gatherings. One old story involved Samuel Koenig, also called Samuel King, and Deacon Hans Kurtz, narrowly avoiding a pirate attack on their voyage to America. These Amish immigrant ancestors of the Mohns arrived a few days before Christmas in 1744 aboard the ship called the Muscliffe Galley, which fortunately was faster than the pirate ship. A more recent story from 2007 involved Sam the dog stealing a box of expensive chocolates from his owner Louise, Jane's niece, and eating them himself. Fortunately, he did not get sick. Chocolate is bad for dogs. Alice the dog is mentioned in Jane's Christmas message. She was born at the Kershner farm and then went to live at the Mohn farm, a mile away, or less. And later on, she decided on her own to move back again. A pear from an old tree in the Kershner's yard was mailed to Jane's great-nephew, Ben. but it went bad part way. Jane had better luck sending one to her grandson Abram and his girlfriend Amanda when they lived in Washington State. Pears from the old tree had been given to some hungry poor children once during the 1930s, during the Depression. Jane's mother, Edna Moan, invited the kids to pick all that they wanted. A pear from this tree appears on the music album. The best remembered story involves 75 poinsettias at a local mall that needed homes after their Christmas display was taken down. Somehow, Jane found homes for them, and now, here is Jane's Christmas address.
"75 poinsettias. This is my Christmas address to the family, 2016. Merry Christmas to all of our family. Gail, Janice, Jason, Ben, Rachel, Louise and Jim, Tommy and Stephanie, Ruth, Jamie, Abram and Amanda, who are out in Oregon, Gabriella and Justin, Leanna, and all of the critters, and anyone that Adam and I may have forgotten. Gabriella, Peep, and Buddy Mouse say Merry Christmas also. We used to have, years back, skating parties on our farm, Old Moon Farm. Kenny Moan was the best skater in the group, and Mildred was good at it also. In 1952, Pop George was in the Army. I sent him a Christmas card. He was so happy to get it that he carried it all over Europe with him. The kids liked the story, printed maybe 1970, called The Wonderful Window. A tomboy named Katie breaks a church window by accident, and it is miraculously repaired. A balloon flew over our place around Christmas 1976. George interviewed the balloonist for the Hamburg item soon after that. Ruth sang in a production of Handel's Messiah at the Fairgrounds Square Mall. Bob Ebling played the piano, and boy could he play. One year, Ruth and Adam gave everybody tickets to the play A Christmas Carol. Adam was an extra in the play, and Ruth played flute in the orchestra. This was held at Schuylkill Valley High School in 1981. We gave Mildred a Rubik's Cube for Christmas once when they were popular. Adam and I would go Christmas shopping in Muhlenberg Plaza, and a couple of times Tommy and Stephanie were there, and we had lunch with them. A few years later, I got 75 poinsettias from the Fairgrounds Mall that needed homes after the mall closed for the holidays. Jamie worked there as a guard then. We gave them to everyone we knew. One was supposed to go to Norman Phillips, but we handed it in the wrong door and asked for Norman. A different Norman answered, and we gave him a poinsettia also, as well as Norman Phillips, Harold, and others. Alice the dog moved back home around Christmas one year. George once played Christmas carols at Berksheim with his friends in the harmonica band Dutch Street in 1988. An older man pulled out his own harmonica and played along also. Clifford stopped by on Christmas Day 2007 to visit George. He was in the harmonica group. He asked George, "Were you ever at the pagoda in Reading?" George said no. Then Cliff took him there to see it that same Christmas Day. George liked Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol on TV, and one year we finally found it on DVD for him. We mailed the pair to Ben at school in Colorado, but it went bad. Mildred hosted our family's Christmas dinner and gatherings from 1961 to 2010. Wow. And then a member of the family and another suggest getting together again sometime. Whether we get to do that or not, I will be thinking about all of you at Christmas in 2016 and always. Merry Christmas to all of you now and always.
We still go together. One's audio, one's video. We got going to ours. Just leave it on the pile. Oh yeah. A new tape. Let's see if there's new tape. Let's place new tape. Open it. This is from Jay.
Sorry, that's for Benji and Jason. That's Lindsay's.
It's Lee.
So I am just a little girl. One thing I'd like to know, how Santa Claus will come around if there ain't any snow. Now wagons run on wagon wheels. That's how they get around. Will Santa use a wagon then? If no snow am on the ground? Or will he ride an aeroplane? Or will he bring a jeep? No, I guess he'll use a sled. Our house roof is too steep.
Merry Christmas from Washington, from Abraham and Amanda.
Es steht mir nicht zu, Arigo. Die Jünger sind doch froh. Da herrscht gut Schnee von Winter. Ist ordentlich wieder da.
I used to get our trees from a lot near the Dutch Hess newsstand in Hamburg around the 40s or so. 2 of these potted trees survived into 2020. We bought live trees wrapped in burlap around the roots. May your Christmas and New Year be happy ones.
Around Christmas time, some people like to send greetings on the internet or on a smartphone. But I still like Christmas cards the best. Let's see who wrote to my family and I. Look, here's one from Sir Zebulon Moonflower and his daughter Penelope, and Zed, and the other explorers in their Zeppelin. And here's one from Lily King at the candy store. And she sent me her delicious cake recipe. 1 1/4 cups of sugar, 2 1/2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter and lard, 1 egg, and a pinch of salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This one is from Old Wild Bill. On the photo, I see that Cowboy Bill and his friends decorated a cactus as a Christmas tree, very carefully. And this photo is of my nephew and a doll with fake antlers, his Deer Man action figure. We had to buy him the action figure for Christmas because he already owned the video game, the movie, and all 14 sequels. Last year at this time, we couldn't have sent or received Christmas cards like these because, well, let me explain in a little song. Said the snowplow to the mailbox, heads up, I'm coming through. Come along, you yellow monster, there's nothing I can do. With his mouth full of ice and snow and with his jaw agape, the box said crooked on the post with no way to escape. Shaken and disheveled and full of misery, when who came to his rescue but the current addressee. Sent the mailbox to the patron, see what that beast has done. I stand here with no options and he plays hit and run. Look here now, postal patron, you've got to help me out. While I am stationary, you have a lot more clout. Said the citizen to the mailbox, I'll do all that I can. We'll have to clip that rascal's wing if he tries this again. 3 full yards of concrete were poured into the form. A mailbox face was peeping out like from a 3rd floor dorm. And when that one-winged demon made his routine run, that mighty bulwark on the berm repaid him 2 for 1. That mighty bulwark on the berm repaid him 2 for 1. You know it's Christmas time again in our hometown. I'm glad it's Christmas time again, the whole world round. The year is ending soon, but we get brand new starts. To pick up where we left off like we'd never been apart. We didn't see each other much all year, but things are okay now that we're all here. We'll get a slice of Uncle's chocolate pie and reminisce about the years gone by. The young folks bring new husbands and new wives. We all update each other on our lives. Our family's humor's odd to someone new, but soon the new ones will catch on and they'll laugh with us too. You know it's Christmas time again in our hometown. I'm glad it's Christmas time again, the whole world round. The year is ending soon, but we get brand new starts. To pick up where we left off like we'd never been apart. Our Auntie got her tree from her back lot. Ours came from Mesquite and Decott, who grows them at her father's nursery. I'm glad you helped to pick one out with me. I stopped by Northern's Keystone Grocery Store and bought our Christmas dinner food once more, like sugar and some flour and supplies. Now Auntie can keep Uncle fed on chocolate custard pies. You know it's Christmas time again in our hometown. I'm glad it's Christmas time again, the whole world round. The year is ending soon, but we get brand new starts. To pick up where we left off like we'd never been apart. All of our idealism in the Christmas season could be like the moon reflections of a greater light. As we think back to the one we sing about and think about when we reflect upon the words to Silent Night. Let's be like the one born in a manger, see the good in every stranger, and like someone said, stop all the fights, and at the very least we'll have the peace we'll find within our minds, and at the very best we'll set the whole world right. You know it's Christmas time again in our home Christmas time again, the whole world round. The year is ending soon, but we get brand new starts to pick up where we left off like we'd never been apart. You know it's Christmas time again in our hometown. I'm glad it's Christmas time again, the whole world round. The year is ending soon, but we get brand new starts to pick up where we left off like we'd never been apart. To pick up where